Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Runa. I'll be showing you how to make a mermaid dress, but I'll be emphasizing on the down part alone. So I'll be using Ankara fabric for this project, right? So if you are new here, please subscribe to this channel, and if you have been watching my videos and you haven't done so, please do well to subscribe and click on the notification bell, right? So for this tutorial, I will be starting afresh, but for those that have their bodies block already drafted, you can just trace from your waist down and then follow through the step-by-step process that I will be showing you right here. Okay, and for those that want to learn how to draft their basic block so that they don't need to start from scratch, I'll be pinning the link to in the description section and in the comment section, so do well to check my own method out. You can also learn something new from me, right? Okay, so for this project, I will be starting afresh for the sake of those that don't do pattern drafting and they just want to learn something new. And even if you do, you can learn something new. So watch to the end. My waist to hip. Waist to hip is 9 inches. So I'll mark my 9 inches. So this is my 9 inches. And then I'll mark my 9 inches. So I choose this part as my center front. So this is my center front. Okay. So I'll use my ruler to square across. That is 1.5. So now you can use the normal standard that people use is 1 inch, but I use 1.5 because of the way I drafted my bodies. Okay, so I'm using is 30 inches. 30 divided by 4 is 7.5. So you mark your 7.5 and then you add your 1.5 inches. Okay, so that was what I did here, and this is my waistline. This top line here is my waistline. So I marked my measurement here, and then the hip I'm using is 41. So 41 divided by 4 will give me 10 to 8. That's 10.25. Okay, so I'll mark my 10.25 here, and then I connect from my waistline to my hip line. My dart line, my dart is 1.5 inch. So the 1.5 inch, I've already added it to my 7.5 inch waist measurement. So you are adding your dart to your waistline. Okay, so this is my dart. So your center dart line, use your bust span, nipple to nipple, 7 inches divided by 2. Whatever you have is what you'll be using. Okay, your bust span is what you'll be using to get your dart leg. So I'll connect with a straight line. 7 8 7 8, that's 3/4 3/4 3/4 plus 3/4 will give me 1.5. So this is how I come about my dart here. Okay, I hope this is clear enough. Let me move it down. Okay, so this is now my dart leg. Waist to knee, the waist to knee is 26. Okay, it's 26. So this is 26 inches, and then you mark 26 inches. So I square, use my ruler to connect. Okay, so for this my dart leg, I'll extend it down, but before then let's go to the back. So whatever you used for your waist measurements, my 7.5 plus my dart allowance, my dart, that is what I have here, I placed here. And then the same thing, so you waist to hip is 9 inches. So I marked my 9 inches. Now I marked my 9 inches, and then my dart also, you use your if your measurement, you have an across back, you use your across back divided by 4, or you use your bust span measurement for the back also, it also works. So the way we got our hip divided by 4, that is what I did here. So I connect back to my waistline. My waist to knee 26. So this is my 26 inches here. So this is my 26 inches. Okay, I want to quickly show you how to pencil your skirt. So you get your hip measurement divided by 4, then you can subtract 1.5 or 1 inch. If you want it very pencil, like if you want it very shaped, you can do 1.5. Or if you just want it, you don't want it too tight, so it will be, you can work like for those older people that don't want their dress to be too tight around the knee area, you take out 1 inch from your hip measurement and then you impute it on your knee line. Okay, so that is what we'll be doing. That is one way you can do it. And then the other way that I did this one now is to get my pattern knee. There's what they call pattern knee. Pattern knee is your hip measurement. Okay, you measure the hip from measure your back hip line from this point here to this, continue the measurement to this part here. What I have like 21.5, so I'll mark my 21.5. This is my pattern knee. So now my knee circumference, now you get your knee, you stand with your legs open, and then you measure around your knee. That whatever you have is whatever you have, you add 6. So my knee circumference, for the measurement I'm using, the knee circumference is 30. So I have 30 plus 6 will give me 36. So 36 divided by 2 will give me 18, right? So this 18 now, this 18 is what I have. So I'll subtract this 18 from 21.5. I'll have 3.5. So 21.5 minus 18 will give me 3.5. So this 3.5 is what I'll use to pencil my knee now. Okay, so now I want to divide this 3.5 into 3 places. Okay, this is the reason why I'm dividing. I'll place one here, and then one at the back. Okay, so but you won't divide it equally, so you'll be dividing it into 2 unequal parts, 2 equal parts and 1 unequal part. So if I have 3.5, so I can decide to do 1 to 8 plus 1 to 8 will give me 2.5, and then 1.5. Okay, so this is 1 to 8, that's 1/4. So I did 1/4 here. I came down from my knee measurement. Okay, let me just place that, let me rule it out for you to see. So this is my normal knee measurement. Then I'll extend upward, so you don't get confused. So same thing, just bring down your knee measurement, your hip measurement to your knee line. And before we go ahead now, because it's a mermaid skirt, now your knee shouldn't be on your knee exactly. So I'll come up 4 inches. So this is my new knee measurement. You're not using, if you use this one exactly, if you use your exact knee measurement, you won't be able to walk. So you should come up a bit. So this is my knee line. So from my waist to my knee line now, I have about 22 inches. So the same thing with the back, I'll come up 4 inches. So I'm doing 4, so I came up 4 inches. So what I have now from my waist to my knee line is 22 inches. Okay, so which is okay for the person is not too tall. Is tall though, but not too tall. So which is okay. So this is now my knee line. This is now my new knee line. So this is no longer my knee line. This is my old knee line. Okay, pattern knee, and then my knee circumference is 30 plus 6. Then divide by 2, 18. My pattern knee is my hip measurement. That's my pattern knee. Then my hip measurement, you measure from here to here, and then you subtract your 18 from what you have. So that is what I have. I have 3.5. So like I said, I'll be dividing my 3.5 into 2 equal parts and 1 unequal part. So I'll come in 1.25 and 1.25. That's 1/4 and 1/4. Okay, 1.25. So I'll come in here 1.25, and then from here I'll mark my 1.25. Okay, and then I'll connect with a straight line back to my hip. So this is now my pencil. I'm just showing you how to pencil your skirt. So this is now my pencil skirt. So this is what I'll be using to make my mermaid skirt. Okay, so this is now my knee. This is now my pencil. I'm not making use of this anymore. So this is now my pencil line. Before I forget, I said I divided it into 2 equal parts and 1 unequal part. So the one unequal part that I have left is 1 inch. The 1 inch will be here, 1 inch. So we are using the 1 inch to create our underbutt illusion, like to tighten our underbutt. Okay, so let me explain again. 1 to 8, that's 1/4. So this is the 1/4 here, and that is what I marked here. So 1 1/4 plus 1 1/4 will give me 2.5. So I'll have 1 inch left. So the 1 inch is what I'll place here. So when you divide your the two equal will be on your side knee, will be on your side, while the last one will be at your center back. Okay, so this is my 1 inch now. So my 1 inch, I'll connect my 1 inch with my ruler, with my hip. I'm trying to create an underbought illusion. Okay, so I'll use my French curve, this 1 inch here. So I'll come down my hip line 2 inches. I'll come down 2 inches, rule a straight line. So this straight line, I will connect from this part here. I'll see the way I'm placing my curve, and then to the 1 inch, I'll place it to the 1 inch like this. Okay, to create that illusion around your butt. Okay, so next thing to do is to extend your knee measurement. This 9 inches here, what I measured, I already measured it around the knee, around the hemline. So I'll measure the same 9 inches also from here. What I have is what I'll place there. What I have here, I measured from here to here, and then I'll place it down, and then I'll connect it with a straight line. So this, I'm just trying to get the length of my skirt. And then what I have here also, this 1 inch, I'll place it here also. I'll place it and I'll connect it with a straight line. Okay, so this is it. So you can see so this is my pencil skirt, and then this, so this is how it's going to be from here down. Okay, so I'll do the same thing to the front. So the front, I'll connect like I measured earlier. I'll connect it from here to my knee line. That's my new knee line. So this is what I have here. Okay, so my pencil skirt, now if it was just a straight pencil skirt I wanted to make, this is what I would do. This is how I'll just cut it straight. I'll cut it like this, and I'm good to go. But because it's a mermaid skirt, right? So we are not going to leave it like this. So from now from this center line, this is my dark leg here, I'll measure it 3.5. I'll come down to my knee here, I'll measure 3.5 to my hemline, right? Sorry, not knee, 3.5, and then on my knee line also I'll measure 3.5. So I need a straight line. Okay, so I'll use my ruler to draw a straight line. So this is my straight line. Okay, so I'll do the same thing. I'll connect my dark leg, I'll measure my dark leg, and then I'll connect to my hemline 3.5 also. So I'll mark my 3.5 here. Mark my 3.5 here, and I'll connect it with a straight line. Okay, be confused, this is what we are cutting, or we are starting from here down to the center back. You can see this is where your butt is going to sit. So now on the waistline, to avoid gaping around your zip area, so you have to come in on your waistline. You can come in 0.25, that's 0.5. Okay, that's half inch. Choose your ruler to connect it. Then but you have to use your dart leg. So measure your dart leg 6 inches, and then from your 6 inches you connect down. You connect it to your waistline. Sorry. So this is how your back is going to look like. When after drafting yours and then it's pointy, you can just use your pencil to blend it. But mine is it pointing. Okay, because I used a ruler. So but you can as well use this also. You can use this. So if you use this and it's curvy, it's pointy, just blend. So this is where your butt is going to be. We've tightened our waistline, we've tightened our under butt. Okay, so you'll have your butt here. Remember, this is our hip line. Okay, all right. So this 1/2 inch that you cut out now, that you are taking out, you can replace it. You have to replace it here. You can replace it here on your waistline. Okay, you have to replace it on your waistline. So this is how you replace it. You replace it this way. So this is now your new waist. So when we are cutting, we'll cut this way. Okay, we've not added that. This is our center back. We've not added seam allowance, remember. Okay, so this is what we have. So this is the front and this is the back. So you can see the butt. So your butt is going to sit. If it's very pointy, you can blend it. Okay, you have to blend it. It's not supposed to be sharp. So this is your back and this is your front. Okay, so always remember to notch your hip line, so you don't confuse, you don't mistake because of the butt at the back. So you can also notch your dart leg. Okay, if you are sewing the dart, you can notch this as well. If you are not sewing the dart, it's just to eliminate the dart. So you can take off the dart from here, measure it, and then connect it back to the hip line. And then for this, you can share what you have between this part and this part here. Okay, so now we'll go straight to cutting on our fabric. So you fold your fabric the normal way into two. So this is how I folded my fabric. So you fold based on how much fullness you want. So you don't just fold and then you waste your fabric. So but before you start cutting, you fold and then you pin. So this is my center front. Gone ahead to pin the center front. So I will also pin the back. And this is the down part. So we'll be spreading from the knee line. What we'll do next is to slash. Now look at what I'm doing. From this place, from this my center, that leg line that we extended, that leg line that we extended to the hem. So I'll be slashing it. So I'll be showing you the technique. I'm showing you the slash and spread technique of adding fullness to your dress. Okay, so what you can see what I'm doing. So I will continue and then end around my side here. So I'll just get a masking tape to tape it down so that this place can be firm and it doesn't open up. Okay, so I'll stop at the edge here and then I'll open. The owner of this dress doesn't want it too full, so I'll be opening. So I'll open with 13 inches. Okay, so this is 13 inches, and then I'll pin it down. So you can see I opened and then I'll pin this part down. I'll pin it down. I'll measure from here to here. This is 20. This is 20 inches. So I can measure this part again to be sure it's 20. You can see if I use this one, and this one is short. Okay, so I'll be using this one. You can see what I'm doing. This is 21. So I'll use 21, and then I'll measure 21 here. Measure 21. You can see that it has increased. Our length has increased. So 21. So this is 21. So I'll connect to this line, and then I'll make 21 and then 21. So now this is my hem. Because we spread it, it is no longer, this part now is not longer than this side, so we have to measure including the fullness, the part that is open. So this is my 21. So this is how I'm going to cut this. If you want it fuller, you can do, remember I did 30, you can do 15, you can do 20, depending on the amount of fabric you have. So after doing this, so you can get now, before cutting, remember I've not added seam allowance. So before cutting, now this is my center back. So I'll open and then see and be sure that what I have, it's going to work. So if it's not going to work, I will refold. I already tried it out. So this is what we have here for the back. So for the back now, we are cutting both sides. I'm not cutting on one side. We are cutting two. So I'll tape this part down, and I'll tape this part down. So I'll open and then I'll check and be sure that I have 13 inches. So okay guys, so I'm done with this. So the back, for the back I turn the back the other way. So this is the down part of the back, so you can see. Now I am able to do this because the fabric has the same pattern on both ends. You can see the pattern here is what is obtainable, is what you have here. Okay, but if the pattern were different, I won't be able to turn it upside down. I will just follow the pattern. I'll follow it on a straight line the way I cut this on the front. That's how I'm going to cut the back. So I'll do now. I'll add seam allowance. This is the back, so I'll add seam allowance to my back. Remember, this is my center back. I hope you can see my center back. And then I'll add my seam, and seam allowance is 0.5. So I'll add 0.5, and then I'll cut. For the center back, my center back is 1 inch. This is my 1 inch. Where that's my zip, where my zip will sit is 1 inch. So I'll add 1 inch. So you can see the way I'm adding the 1 inch. If you remember the front, what we did, we got 21 inch. So we are repeating the same thing. So you don't need to measure it anymore. Just use the same thing. What you use for the front is what you used for the back. Okay, so that both will be the same. So this is 21 inch. Measure your 21 inch from your knee line down. So repeat the same seam allowance to my front. So my front now, you know we did 1.5, 1.5 inch on the side. So I'll also do 1.5 inch here. So guys, please don't forget to subscribe, please, if you have not done so. If this is your first time, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified that I will post new videos. And like this video, you can leave a comment. If you're able to do this using my pattern, my method, please, you can tag me on Instagram. So we are done. So what I'll do next is to cut. Okay, so for the hem now, because this is an Ankara fabric, I'll be attaching. There's a ruffle at the bottom of this dress. So what I'll be doing is just to add seam allowance. I'll add my joining allowance. But if you know you'll be folding the hem, if you'll be folding the hem, what you do is to add 1 inch seam allowance. Okay, but if it's a lace material, all you need to do is just to cut the edge of the fabric, the selvage, and then attach it back. Okay, so this one is 0.5 seam allowance I'll add, because there's a ruffle at the bottom of this skirt of the dress. If you are sewing your dart, you just notch this part, use your pencil to chalk it, and then add your seam allowance on your waistline, and then mark your dart. You can notch this part here so that when you are sewing, you put your pin and then the other side of your dart, and then you use your pattern to cut. You use your pattern to cut your lining if you are using lining for this. If for instance you want to add a train, you want the back to be longer than the front, so what you need to do is just to extend from this your knee line at the center back. Okay, where is our center back? This is our center back, guys. This is the center back. So if you want to add a train, you want it to be longer. So from this knee line here, you come from your hemline, from this your hemline here, you can extend it down. Like how much do you want to add? Let's say 5 inches. If I was to add 5 inches, so I'll extend it to my 5 inches here, and then here, from here I'll also come out also some more, depending on the amount of fabric. Let me say 10 inches or 15 if I have enough fabric. So I'll come down 15. Let's say this is 10, so I'll come 15. Then from here I'll connect it to this 15, and then from this 15 I'll now connect it with my hand back to my hemline, to my side hem. Okay, so you can see how it is now. So this is how it's going to be. So this one does not have a tail. If not, I would have just done it to connect it back to your hemline. So you can see, so now you now have the back longer than the front, okay, than the side. So when you join your side front and your side back together, it's going to match up. It's just the back that will be longer. Okay, so okay guys, so I'm done cutting. So this is the front. So you can see the seam allowance, and then I notched the knee part, and then this is the hip line, and this is the front. Okay, so for the back, so I also used the same 12 inches. The 13 inches I used to open this the front, that is what I used to open the back also. So this is my back. You can see I did 1 inch. I followed the shape, 1 inch, and then I notched the zip allowance. I notched the knee line, I notched the knee line, and I notched the hip line. So for okay guys, so to cut your lining, you just need to place your pattern piece on your lining and you're good to go, whether you want to cut short or long. Okay, so do also follow me on Instagram so you don't miss out on the outcome of this dress when I post it, and also don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you.